And welcome to everyone. It's a pleasure to be here today talking with you about Chinese medicine. So, this is actually my first time being live on YouTube, and kindly forgive me for any imperfections which you might find in my delivery. The reason why I am here is to try to bring to you my personal approach to traditional Chinese medicine, or rather, a complex combination of traditional Chinese medicine and African medicine. So, why am I doing this? It's essentially because, as everybody knows, we've been through a difficult time with the lockdowns, the pandemic, and stuff like that. And during that period, we had to come face to face with issues that maybe for the majority we had not been faced with before. Like, how do you take care of your health if you are stuck at home and you do not have access to a hospital, or you do not have access to a pharmacy? What do you do? How do you know what's going on with you? And because we had studied traditional Chinese medicine, TCM for short, we had learned how to diagnose diseases using the pulse. We had learned how to diagnose diseases using the tongue. We decided to share with you what we learned, at least a part of it, the part of it which you might find rather easy, to understand and to learn. So when we come to talk about our health, I'd like to make a point that this kind of medicine is energy medicine, and it has its own perspective, which is radically different from what you would usually find in the orthodox medical approach. So it shouldn't shock people that you hear names like the heart, liver, kidneys, and yet what we say does not seem to accord with what you essentially understand to be the heart, the liver, etc. So here it's more about the functionality rather than the organic nature. And to, to, to cut a long story short, Chinese medicine works with energy, and energy moves can move upward, can move downward, it can move outward, it can move inward, and it can stagnate or stand still in the center. So you have essentially from one model, the five element model, five directions in which energy can move. Now, let me give you some examples. If energy, for example, goes down, which is like when we put food in the mouth, it goes in, then it goes down, it gets digested, and then we go to the toilet, and then we pass out what we do not need. This is an example of energy going down, and this is very normal. It should normally be this way. But what if I eat and the food doesn't get digested, and the food gets pushed back up and it comes out through my mouth again? Now, I would term this like rebellious energy or rebellious qi in Chinese medicine. So instead of the energy going downward as it normally should, it's now coming up and out. It's not really desirable. So it's best to find a solution. One of these solutions could be acupuncture, acupressure. Another could be herbal therapy. We could use cupping therapy. We could use massage therapy. We could use exercise therapy, otherwise known as Qigong in Chinese medicine. And so we also have the possibility of energy going outward. So in the case where, for example, I experience a fever and my body heats up and you can feel the heat coming out of the skin, this is an example of expansive energy where the energy is moving outward. And what about contractile energy, where I feel cold and I shiver? This is an example of contracting energy. In either case, if I'm too cold, I can use expansive energy like fire, a heating system, to counteract this. And if I'm too hot, I can use herbs or other methods which cause me to sweat out the heat, and we call this opening the exterior, opening the pores to allow sweat to pull out the heat from your body. So these are four types of energy. What about stagnating energy? Um, for example, if I eat, the food doesn't come up, and yet it doesn't go down. I cannot digest properly. I cannot go to the toilet as I normally should. This would be considered chi stagnation, or food stagnation, where the food stays in the abdomen and doesn't go downward, also doesn't go up. This, of course, is not healthy for anybody. Another example would be a tumor, for example. This is static energy, which is forming a nodule and it's not moving. It's neither going up nor down. So in Chinese medicine, this is what we call static energy. And what we do in this case is use herbs or other methods which will disperse this energy or get it to flow, to circulate, and no longer to stand still. This is unnatural in many ways. And some people believe in it, some people don't. We are all free to have our opinions. I am here just to share the theories and some practical aspects of it for those who are interested in it and who wish to apply this to their health. Especially people who live in rural areas who may not have access to hospitals, or people who, for one reason or another, cannot afford to reach a hospital or a pharmacy. What can you do for yourself? And I'll tackle the case, for example, of lower back pain, where you, you bend forward and then you find it's very hard to stand up again. This is a very common affliction for many people, and a lot of people are programmed for surgery. It's okay if you can afford it. It's okay if the medical practitioner is a reliable one. But as we all know, surgery is or can be a dangerous option and should be the last resort in these kind of cases. So one thing you can do for yourself, which you can try today after watching this video, is get yourself 4 suction cups and place them on the lower back where the spine meets the pelvic bone, a second one slightly above this, and one at mid level between the 2 cups but slightly to the side, and another opposite to that one. So you have 1 cup below, another above, one to the left, one to the right, forming a kind of cross structure. You need to leave the cups in place for 3 to 5 minutes, take them off, and repeat this every single day for about 10 days. Normally, you should feel some relief within minutes after starting to do this. And later, you could, of course, consult your doctor, work with your doctor in the hospital, tell them how you feel. And basically, I think this is a very excellent way of keeping this in control. Please do not leave the cups in place for too long so you do not have a problem of blood stasis, which might cause you to feel more aches temporarily. And also, if you do use the cups, you have to avoid water washing over the area for about 12 to 24 hours because your pores are open, and if it pulls out the heat from here, you might feel an ache. So this is one of the things I wanted to share with you today. Like I said, this is my first time on YouTube Live. I'm very happy to be here. And from time to time, I'll bring to you information which I think might be useful. Please write your comments below. Try to be kind to us as we work. If you disapprove or you disagree with what we say, it's okay. We don't mind listening to you and considering what you have to say, but we hope that all comments stay polite and helpful, positive as well. We're trying to bring a contribution to people and not trying to attack or harm anyone in any manner. So of course, this is advice, and if you have a real problem, please approach your medical practitioner, talk to them about what you want to do. You can share what we said with them, and they can give you advice as to whether this is applicable to you or not. So once again, thank you very much, and I look forward to the next time that I will be with you here live. I will come here with another piece of advice, and hopefully it can help you to do something to improve your health every single time. But in case, before I go, if you do not have the suction cups, but you have glasses, drinking glasses, you can also get a coin, and you can place the coin on the spot which is painful, and you can get a piece of cotton which you twist, or a light small piece of cotton which is soaked in alcohol, 75% alcohol, and you roll this and place in the center of the coin. The coin should be wide enough. And when you light this up, you can cover it with the suction cup. It will create a vacuum and the cup will stay on your back. Be careful, don't move when you're doing this to avoid any hurt. The fire will quickly be put out, the cup will stay in place. And you can do this to place normal, ordinary drinking glasses on your body in this manner. Thank you very much, and talk to you guys again next time. So that's about it for this time.